Hi, my name is Tim Lister. I'm a senior consultant with Cutter Consortium. I'm in Mexico City right now doing a risk simulation for Cutter's customers. And I wanted to talk about risk management. I am a true risk management zealot, and I live in the world of software project management mostly. And project management for different kinds of projects is clearly different in variation. But in the software world, as in I think many kinds of projects, risk management has a key role. As I said, I'm a zealot. I believe risk management is at the heart of project management. Risk management is dealing with things that might happen, work that we might have to do. I'm not talking about things we know we have to do, but issues that come up, problems. A risk is a potential problem, right? It will cause us to spend time, spend resources to deal with that problem. So a risk has a probability greater than 0 but less than 1, right? Most tasks on many projects have a probability of 1. We know we have to do analysis work. We know we have to do an architectural layout. We know we have to do detailed design. Those are regular planned tasks. But what I'm talking about are the things that happen on all projects that cause us to spend more time than just on the planned activities. And all projects have risks. Right? Some projects have fewer than others, but in my world of software, it is full of risk and uncertainty. Right? So for instance, a risk, as I said, is a potential problem. Uncertainty is when I know I have to do something, but I don't have enough information about it to tell you how much effort it's going to take or how long it's going to take. So in my world, for instance, early on in a project, I might say, I know we have to do system test. The system test is a probability of 1, but I can only say I don't know enough yet. System test could take 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. I'm not sure. My guess is it's going to take about 4 weeks, but it could take 3, it could take 6. So I'm uncertain about it. And in the world of project management, we have to be adult. We have to be grown up about those things we don't know for certain. And we have to declare them up front. These are the risks I see, things that could cause us extra time and expense. These are the uncertainties I have that I don't understand yet. And I want to be able to actively manage risk. I'm not looking to avoid risk in risk management. Avoiding risk is a losing proposition in this world. Avoiding risk means you at best build a mediocre product. Avoiding risk, I have a friend who has a wonderful thing. He says, it's slow death. You're just building poor things. Your company is dying if you're avoiding risk. You have to conquer some risk to build valuable products or valuable services in this world. And so I am looking for managers not to be expert planners and trackers and things like that, but to put their chin up and look into the future and say, what are the unknowns out there? What are things that could happen that could cause damage to this project? How could we mitigate that risk? How could we contain that risk? What are the activities we could do now that would lower the probability of the risk happening? In the software world, I only want to speak for the software world, many of the project management activities that matter the most happen before the problem occurs. Once the problem occurs, you're at the mercy of the problem. You've got extra work and you have very few choices. Right? A very simple one. You've got a 12-month project, and now at month 10 you realize you've got a lot of rework. There's very little you can do. You can't bring in new people. They don't understand the project. They can't help you. Your team has to stop and go back and rework, and your schedule will lengthen. On the other hand, if you could have seen that coming earlier in month 3 and said, we might need more staff because of rework problems, and staffed up instead of with 6 people with 8 people, you might have been able to survive that schedule. Right? And it would be a very profitable business decision to spend the extra money for the 2 people compared to delivering 4 months late to your client and having penalties. So from my point of view, I want you as a project manager to think not that you control the world. You never control the world. But on the other hand, you have no right to be surprised when things go wrong. Right? It is very rare when a project gets hit by lightning on a sunny, clear day, where people can say, something went wrong and no one saw it coming. People see problems looming. The thunder clouds are on the horizon. We hear the rumble of thunder long before the lightning strikes near us. And I have no patience with managers who act surprised when problems arise. Maybe you, the manager, didn't know it, but some of your expert staff certainly know it. And as managers, we need to coax those people to talk about what are those potential problems, and what can we do about them? How do we act as adults to deal with them? Right? One of the things that has always irritated me about risk management is you and I, as adults, practice it well as individuals. We understand, there's a risk in driving a car. There are all sorts of things that are uncertain in our lives. If I want to be philosophical, I now think at my point in my life, everything that matters to me deeply is risky. The health of my family, the welfare of my kids, all those sorts of things all contain risk, but that's what the joy of life is about. All the things that are guarantees are childish. They're not very valuable. And so from my point of view, and I want the managers, you folks out there, to go toward the problems rather than pretend they're not there, rather than and then act surprised when they happen. Right? So my advice to you, I'm not trying to get anybody in trouble, is if you really want to be an excellent manager, you just don't manage the planned tasks. You're looking into the future and you're looking to say, what are the problems coming up? What are the things that might happen to my team? What can I do to help my team steer around them or deal with them in some reasonable way so that we can still proceed and succeed in the project? Right? I think risk management is going to have a more and more serious play over time as our projects get more and more challenging. In case you haven't noticed it, life never gets easier. This world is getting more and more complex, and as the expectations go up, the risks go up. The risk being we cannot meet these higher and higher expectations. Project managers are going to be more and more risk managers as time marches on, and I think we actually are risk managers today.